What no one tells you about early retirement. I was able to retire early, and there are a few things I learned about early retirement that no one really told me. So I am sharing these secrets with you today. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier. Let's dive right in. Alright, in today's video, I am unveiling the truth and talking about the realities of early retirement. Since I was able to retire in my 30s, I feel like I definitely did retire early, since typical retirement age isn't until 59 and a half, but honestly, people usually work until in their 60s. First off, let's talk about the myth of non-stop leisure. A lot of times when people hear about others retiring early, they think, oh, what do you do all day? Do you just sit around and do nothing? Do you just watch TV or lounge around or go to the beach? They just think about basic leisure activities. And honestly, for me personally, retiring early didn't just mean spending all of my time on leisurely activities. I decided to continue doing my business, so I spend a lot of my time working on my business. And don't get me wrong, I do have time for leisure activities. But I decided for me, I didn't want to just sit around and do nothing. I still wanted to develop my skills and focus on personal development and help other people achieve what I have been able to achieve that financial freedom. That is what I am passionate about, so I decided to continue with doing my business. And since I own a home and rental properties, I also spend my time doing home projects or rental projects, or just managing my rental properties. But since I do not have a 9-to-5 job, I'm able to do that and feel just fine. I don't have a lot of stress about the different projects that I'm doing. And of course, there are some things that are stressful. For example, I just put concrete in my backyard, and so I had to figure out how much concrete I wanted and what I wanted to do in my backyard, and then I had to get bids for the concrete, and I don't really know much about concrete, and I also wanted to run electricity under my concrete so that I could have electricity to the gazebo that I just built out there as well. And then later I want to build an office out there, so I want electricity for that, and it needs to run to the box on the front of my house. So I had to work with other people to help me figure these things out, so that when the concrete guys came, that I could tell them, okay, I need a conduit running from here to here and from here to here. And then getting different opinions from people, I wasn't sure which opinion was the best or the right one. So I did lose a little bit of sleep over this. And I do understand that a lot of people have different stresses in their lives, but since I chose to focus on becoming financially free, or retiring early, that's where I put my efforts. And now I have different stresses in my life. I'm not stressed about money. And of course, I don't want to spend all of my money too soon. I don't want to just spend excessively. I want to be smart about what I'm spending my money on. So I definitely focus on my priorities, where I want to be spending my money, and cut back on a lot of things that aren't important to me. And I do want to say that I am really glad that I focused on becoming financially free before I decided to spend a lot of my money on liabilities, things that weren't going to bring me money. I wanted to spend my money on assets, things that were going to create more money for me, and that way I could become financially free, and then I could get the concrete in my backyard. And then another thing that no one really tells you about early retirement is the identity and the social aspects that come along with that. A lot of people associate their job with their identity. For example, when you meet someone new, what's the question they always ask? They always ask, oh, what do you do for a living? And if you are retired early, a lot of times you don't want to just say, well, I retired early, because there's no identity associated with early retirement. So for me personally, since I do have my business, then I let people know that I help them retire early. And when you are socializing with others, a lot of people talk about their jobs and the problems they have going on at work, or even their commute to work. So it's just a little different socializing with people, because we are in different times in our lives. They are so focused on working for money and I am not so focused on working for money. Yes, I do like doing my business, but I don't actually have to do my business in order to live. My expenses would be covered. So it's just a little different when you are chatting with people about things in general. And when I do tell people that I am retired early, they think I just have an unlimited supply of money. But essentially, I am living the same lifestyle I was living when I had my 9-to-5 job. So I'm not able to just go out and buy a private jet or buy the fanciest car. I live a comfortable lifestyle and I'm able to afford my normal expenses. And also, without having a 9-to-5 job, that means I don't have people that I socialize with every single day. So I have to make sure that I am getting out of my house and planning social activities so that I don't just become a hermit and never leave my house or never talk to anyone else. I try to plan out my week so that I am doing social things a lot of the time so that I am not becoming so isolated. And also, when people know that you are retired, that you do have a flexible schedule, then they are looking for rides to the airport or for you to drop them off somewhere and pick them up somewhere, which is totally fine. I don't mind doing that. I don't want to spend all of my time just giving people rides. But every once in a while, I am happy to do that. That is part of me being retired early. I have the flexibility to help other people out. And another thing is that I can volunteer my time. I am not going into work or I am not having to work a full 40 hours on my business. I can volunteer my time, no problem. Another thing going along with early retirement, and this one I really like, is that I do not have to wake up to an alarm clock. When I had a 9-to-5 job, I would get up at the very last minute and usually eat breakfast on my way to work. But I no longer have to do that. I just wake up when my body wakes me up, and I'm able to lay in bed if I want to and read for a little while, or I can just get up and go to a Zumba class, which I really like doing, or I can just go downstairs and eat breakfast and even eat outside under my new gazebo. Or if there are things in my business that I need to get done right away, then I can just jump right into work and start working on my business. I have such a flexible schedule that I can really prioritize my time the way that I want to. And if my little niece or nephew or great nieces and nephews have some sort of event that is going on, then I'm able to take time off for that. Or if someone actually books a last minute cruise, then I'm able to go on the last minute cruise. And I know people have said that they never want to retire. And I can see that if you really love what you are doing, but they're missing the point. Retirement isn't just about sitting around and doing nothing and quitting your job. Retirement is about giving you the flexibility to do what you want to do. That means if you want to continue to work, you can definitely continue to work, but not have to work for the money. You do not have to trade time for dollars. So I don't get it when people say, I don't care about financial freedom, I don't care about retirement, because I'm thinking, well, the sooner you're able to do that, once you have the money, then you can do whatever you want. You can continue to work if you want. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to. Or if you want to just travel all the time, then you can travel all the time. Financial freedom gives you options. It's not just about the money. And since I did retire so early, I do want to be careful that I'm not going to run out of money. So I've decided to keep my rental properties that I have right now because that is creating a lot of cash flow for me. And then I also have money invested in the stock market, which I want to keep invested so it can continue to take advantage of compound interest and grow over the next 60 or so years if I do live until 100. And another thing with early retirement, I'm able to keep myself really healthy. I have time to exercise. I can teach Zumba, which I love doing on Saturdays. And then I can also go to a Zumba class throughout the week. Or if I want to go hiking, then I'm able to go hiking and not go hiking on a Saturday when everyone else is hiking. And I definitely don't have to spend my time sitting in traffic. I try not to travel during those high traffic times. If I schedule something, then I try to schedule it not right at 5:30 when everyone's going to be traveling at that time. I'll schedule it during the day. Or if I'm traveling up to my parents' house for dinner, then I can go up there early and that way I'm not sitting in traffic. And if I want to take a walk during the day, then I'm able to do that. There's just so much flexibility that comes with early retirement. It is honestly one of the best goals that I have ever achieved. And if you want to achieve financial freedom as well, and you want to do that through investing in the stock market, I have a free masterclass where I go over how I can help you invest in the stock market. I will leave a link below in the description. You can click on that link and check out the free masterclass. Comment below and tell me if you are going to retire early and what you are most excited about. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information. And hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more cool content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.